Hi everyone, Anna from Main Street Financial Planning is here. I hope you guys are doing well, surviving as best as you can in these harsh economic times, social economic times that we're in. I wanted to share with you a couple of resources, especially for my friends who are business owners. If you guys have been on here, thanks so much. Say something in the chat because I can't quite see who is here, but I welcome you. Hi Sean, good to have you here. So a couple of things that are taking place in the next few days that I wanted to point out to your attention. So, and this has to do with the stimulus package, right? The CARES Act that our government has just passed last week, and all of the subsidies and relief that Americans are going to get. This particular stream is focused to help business owners because there's a deadlines that are coming up, and I thought that I should share it with you. I'm just like everyone else. I've had millions of questions from clients. Just talked to my CPA. Hi Debbie, good to have you here. And so kind of still processing all of this information, but what I've learned I wanted to share. So hi Jennifer. There's a couple of things that are taking place. Okay, so I'm assuming you have a business, whether you have a business that has employees or you are, sole proprietor and or you're independent contractor. So whatever category you fall into, this might be applicable to you. After the stream, I will share the links and resources that has more information. So this is right now. Just to kind of draw your attention because I think a lot of you can act on it, okay? So, number one, is part of this huge stimulus package, right? That has lots of different programs and opportunities for us to weather the storm. Hi, Robin, sorry. Good to have you here. There are different programs, right, that apply to different individuals. Some will qualify for, grants. Some will qualify for loans and unemployment compensation and health benefits and whatnot. This is to talk about help and relief for businesses, right? Because a lot of us, I'm a small business owner too, and trying to stay in business and maintain not only help for our clients, but also employees that you have and clients that you want to service. Okay, so two things. Number one, as part of this package, hi Nicole, good to have you here. Hope you guys doing well, staying safe and healthy. So number one thing to consider for small business owners is something called emergency economic injury loan. So if you are a small business, sole proprietor, independent contractor, or self-employed individual, I urge you to go on and apply for this grant. This is a grant that you can qualify up to $10,000. A grant means it's forgivable. It means it's a subsidy and assistance to these individuals or businesses that it does not have to be repaid back, okay? Now, a lot of the businesses out there has suffered, right, over the last 2.5, almost 3 weeks. Some are closed, right? Some are still partially functioning. So this type of assistance allows for cash infusion for you to continue staying in business. It takes literally, I just did it myself because I wanted to see what the process looks like. It takes 10 minutes. If you have all the information in place, maybe even less, probably 7 minutes to complete this application, okay? So it's a grant that's up to 10K, right? And they will determine, this is through SBA, right? Small Business Administration. They will determine how much of it they can give you. And I think it's based because you have to provide your revenue and how long you've been in business and whatnot. But they will give you the specifics later. All I got was that your application was submitted and then there's a reference number. So make sure you write down that number, okay? And from what I understand, it takes 3 days for this grant to arrive, okay? And you provide your checking account information. All of this seems to be secure and safe to do. I think of this as what's the worst that can happen? You may not get the money, but at least you try to apply. Okay. Number two, that I think is going to be applicable to a lot of you out there, especially small business owners. And so the reason I wanted to share it today is because tomorrow is the first day that you can actually apply for something called Paycheck Protection Program. 3 letters, PPP, Paychecks Protection Program. This is again, still administered by Small Business Administration, but this is a loan. There's a caveat to that, and I'll go in details in just a minute, but it's a loan that will be extended by SBA and participating lenders starting tomorrow. So tomorrow is the first day that small businesses, so there's two deadlines. April 3rd is when small businesses can apply, and April 10th is when independent contractors and self-employed individuals can apply for the loans that have very favorable rates. I think it's like 0.5%. And what this intended to do, so for example, if you applied for the Emergency Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or that grant that I just talked about, and you don't qualify, right, or you didn't get very much of it, you can apply for this Paycheck Protection loan, and that's going to help you cover the same kind of expenses. Now, what this is designed to do is to provide you with capital to continue paying your employees, right? So hopefully, I know there are businesses who have closed and had to lay off a lot of employees, but because there's time in which you can apply, so it starts tomorrow all the way until June 30th, but the sooner you do it, the better, because let's face it, the funds are not unlimited. But if you could get your hands on this capital, right, and it's going to be calculated based on specific formula, because you have to figure out what your payroll costs are, right? Last year you had to be in business in order to qualify for this before January 31st, 2020. So if you were operating a business with employees, right, you could be a sole proprietor and still be in business, right? Because this is still considered to be in business for yourself. And so you have to figure out what your compensation, so basically wages to the employees, right, even if it's just one, your payroll taxes, right, that's a big one, and then rent, utilities. If you had a mortgage on, for example, you owned a building and you had a mortgage, you can calculate what interest you were paying on that mortgage. You can't factor in your mortgage payments, but interest will qualify. So rent, utilities, wages, taxes, and then some minor things, but I think for larger businesses it's going to be a big number. Benefits such as health insurance, disability insurance, life insurance, all of that. So figure out what those numbers are. But the reason I want you to consider applying for this program is because yes, it's a loan. Yes, it's a loan that you can pay back, right, up to 10 years or in the next 10 years. What's really neat is that there's a provision that and there's more paperwork to fill out. So this is to follow up on what I'm talking about here, but at least apply for it. Practically free money, right, if you want to maintain your business. You can request for amount that you spend in the first 8 weeks after you receive the loan to be forgiveness. So you basically apply for forgiveness of that amount that you spent in the next 8 weeks. So if you have a business, you need to maintain and pay your employees and pay your rent and pay your utilities. So for the next 2 months, right, whatever that amount you spend, right, and it will be determined based on your historical costs. That's why it's important to gather those numbers, will be forgiven. But the best part of this, and I know if a lot of you know, but anytime the debt is forgiven, especially by the federal government or around programs that involve federal government, it tends to be taxable. In this case, you pay no taxes. So I look at this as free money. So not only you can partially get your debt forgiven, you can also get your hands on very, very inexpensive capital. Now, I'm only talking about this for those who really need it. And there's a lot of people, a lot of businesses, right, that could benefit from it. So my word of advice today for you is to look at both of these. The Emergency Economic Injury Loan takes virtually no time to complete. Tomorrow, you need to start looking. I would suggest maybe even today. Everybody has more time. We all work from home. Take a look. Hi, Amy. Good to have you here. Take a look and see if the bank where you have your business relationship with or where you personally bank is qualified or offers SBA loans, because not all the banks. My bank, unfortunately, where I have my business relationship, does not offer business loans or small SBA qualified loans. So I have to find another institution, right? Another bank that I can submit an application with starting tomorrow. So remember, 2 deadlines, and check to make sure that you can go directly to that financial institution and submit an application. I will share all of these links to two of these programs, as well as a link for you to submit these applications. But start looking out for the opportunities that exist. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, next week, and I will share this as well, so you'll have to go back and after the video and check my posts for the links. We're going to be doing webinars, live webinars. They're going to take maybe place of 30 minutes or so to talk more in depth about these programs, because I can't talk and not share screen right on this live stream, but I wanted you to be aware. So look out for those 2 webinars scheduled for it's the 7th of April, Tuesday. There's a webinar on the 8th and then the webinar on the 9th. So, but because this was more of a timely kind of advice I wanted to get to you, look for the links and information there. So if you know of more resources, or if you know lenders in your area that can help with these SBA loans, please share this out. Share this out with your friends, share this out with your family, anyone you know, because there's a lot of people that need help, and the faster this information gets out, it's confusing, there's a lot of it. So the faster it gets out, the more people can benefit from it, and the better off we're going to be. So I wish you to stay safe and healthy, take care of yourself, and I know we're gonna get through this together, and the only reason we will if we stay together. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help and happy to be a resource. Okay, I'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye everybody.